Hello again, world. This is Dave, King of Hearts, again from Hartford Hospital. If you don't know my story, my first video, it's only 7 minutes long, kind of gives you a gist of my situation, who I am, and all that. And today, I wanted to continue with my story and talk about a few things. First off, I have a couple corrections. I was corrected by my nurse. The swan, unfortunately, is not actually named for its fine-looking neck here. It's named after a person, and it's actually the Swan-Ganz catheter. So there's two gentlemen that were involved in the creation of this apparatus here, and so I figure I should give them credit for helping me survive this whole ordeal. Anyways, and also I said that it just went into my heart and read pressure differences and flow and all that. What it actually does is there's a sensor that goes through the right side of my heart and into the pulmonary artery on the other side, and so they can read the sensors on the right side, and then they indirectly get the information on the pressures from the extended part into my pulmonary artery. They close off with balloons, these little tiny balloons close off the right side of my heart, so whatever pressure they push out into my lungs, that's the pressure they read for it. So actually very clever, and kudos to them. You know, it's been like 60 years and they haven't figured out a better way to do it, so smart people, give them that. Also, I said I would update you for the highs and lows in this whole situation, and I guess you could say I've come across something of a low. I mentioned briefly, I guess, the Epstein-Barr virus that is still very prevalent in my system, and I did mention that the doctors weren't sure what would happen with that, and were crossing their fingers and doing their best. As it turns out, superstitions like that don't quite cut it. So we're sending some blood samples and such to the National Institute of Health, and hopefully they're able to come up with a little more information that could help in the Epstein-Barr virus killing process. So anyways, at the moment I'm no longer waiting to receive a heart. I'm in a holding pattern, and there's definite possibilities that they'll send me home again with more hardware, different hardware, more drugs, and buy themselves some time to figure out the best course of action, or maybe I'll even fight it off on my own. Haven't done it in a year, but maybe another year, who knows. So you might imagine that's a tough pill to swallow when you get the hopes up. You want to just get the thing done and start with a new chapter, but I guess patients with Epstein-Barr after transplants tend to have the Epstein-Barr turn into lymphomas, and not that that's funny. It's more of a nervous laugh. I apologize. And obviously that's not good when they need to give you immunosuppressants so that your body doesn't fight your new heart. It limits them and their ability to fight a lymphoma, so they don't really want to risk that. So I'm on the safer path, but obviously still disappointing. But they're the experts, and I trust them to do what's best for me, and I respect their abilities and knowledge, and that of those they communicate with. So anyways, I also wanted to make this video to address a topic that Andrea brought up in the comment section of my first video, because I think it's actually really important. It's overlooked quite a lot at the symptoms, I guess, that led up to this, and how many of them were kind of, I guess, ignored, or not necessarily ignored, but attributed to other things because they didn't think that a healthy 24-year-old could have a failing heart, which, I guess maybe that makes sense in some way, but from the research I've read, young men like myself are increasingly at risk for similar situations. So, I mean, if you're out there and you're starting to have some symptoms that I'm about to go over, don't let them steamroll you. Just make sure they check for a heart condition, just an echo or whatever. Make sure it happens. But yeah, so my original story, I guess, before all the hospitalizations, it started out with just, being tired all the time, minor fevers. I could still go running, I could still go swimming, go to the gym twice a day. I was still doing okay, just kind of feeling crummy. And so that's more normal mono symptoms, I would say. And then halfway through the summer, I got where my face actually had half my face, the nerves stopped working, so kind of creepy all around, make a smile and just be like, so they I don't know exactly what they attributed that to. They gave me steroids for sinusitis. I guess they thought the increased pressure in the sinuses actually cut off the nerve. I guess there's a very small hole that the nerve passes through, and it inflamed the nerve and caused that, which it's no fun, and I probably doesn't happen to everyone. But the really important thing is that near the end, I was hospitalized in September, so mid-August. Prior to that, I was running, 5 miles a day, swimming laps, at the gym twice a day. And then one day, I, went out 4:30 in the morning to do my run, and I couldn't make it down the road. I couldn't make less than a quarter mile. I took a knee, and then I walked back to my apartment, or my house that I was living in, and I spent the next 2-3 weeks on the couch, because every time I lied down to sleep, I had like a gripping pain in my chest, like you're on the brink of sleep, and it would just be a sharp pain in my chest. I couldn't breathe. I'd have to wake up and just continually remind myself that I was okay. So it turned into, actually, I think I had 13 days where I didn't sleep at all, and they attributed that to a virus, actually Coxsackie B, and they called it devil's grip, but all the research I've done on devil's grip doesn't really explain it that way. So who knows what that was, but it's a pain in the chest, so be aware of that. And then finally I moved back in with my parents, because I figured the house I was living in wasn't that great for me, and the doctors kept saying that I should drink a lot of fluids, let the fever build, actually, instead of taking Tylenol, because that would help my body fight naturally the virus that no drugs could. And try to sleep as much as I could when I wasn't sleeping at all. So I did that for a week, and It's just, in retrospect, it's very sad because I was there with all the symptoms of cardiac failure, and they refused to even consider it. And I don't know if that caused more damage, or if the damage was done, in August. I don't know, but just really the lesson I'm trying to impart here is that if you do cardio and one day you just can't, like, seriously, go to the doctor, demand an echo of your heart, demand they check your heart out, because I'm proof positive it does happen. Let them check the other stuff if they want to, but make sure they check your heart. It's possible. So yeah, anyways, that's what I wanted to get across for this video today, and I hope you comment some more questions for me, and some more compelling directions that I could go in, and I appreciate all the support I've been getting. So thank you very much. Tell your friends about it. Again, I'm trying to get the word out to as many people as I can, and just do the best I can with that. So thank you very much. I appreciate all your support, and hopefully you catch the next one. All right, goodbye, world.